Good afternoon, Flosstube. Today is Sunday the 2nd of March 2025 and this is Flosstube number 35, I think. I forgot to check. Welcome to my channel. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. The channel is mostly about cross stitch, but I do share other crafts. Usually that's my beading, but I haven't got any of that today, but I have got something else I've been up to, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. It's lovely to see you again. And if you've stumbled on me because YouTube have said, oh, why don't you watch this person, or somebody's recommended me, a very warm welcome to you. It's lovely to have you here. If you are a new viewer and you haven't done so already, I would very much appreciate it if you could like this video and any others of mine that you may have watched or will watch, and maybe even hit that subscribe button. And I do apologise for that little camera wobble then. Liz is having a mad 5 minutes and is running around, and she's just run under the table and nudged it a bit. So I do apologise, and it may well happen again. So today I have got a new start, I've got a restart, I've got my PhDs, which if you are new here, I don't refer to my projects as WIPs, works in progress, I refer to them as PhDs, which is a potential happy dance, because we all do a happy dance when we finish something. I've got some possible new starts for my 25 and 25, and I can't decide which one I'm going to start next, if I even start any of them. We don't know yet. I've got my other crafty thing that I've been doing, which is bag making. I've got a little bit of stash enhancement, and that's it. I can tell you about my plans, but they're pretty much the same as they always are. And my next video should be on Friday the 14th or Saturday the 15th of March, because my partner is off on the Sunday. So if I do it a couple of days earlier, I'd rather do it a couple of days earlier than a couple of days late. So we'll get going then, shall we? So she's just walked under the table this time, so I don't think she nudged it. Let's get started. My new start, I did tell you about this last time. I take me actual stitching out. I said I was going to start this for my 25 in 25, and I can't remember if it's number 5 or number 6. Again, I didn't look. Bear with and I'll have a nosy. Not very organised today. We've had family visiting. My partner's brother, it's number 5. My partner's brother has been up. He came up Friday night and they left at lunchtime, but it's kind of thrown my schedule out for today. So I'm recording a little bit later in the day than I would normally. And it's just, everything's a bit off kilter today. Anyway. It's number 5 of my 25 in 25. I did tell you about it in my last video, so I have made a start on it. Absolutely love it so far. I've only done a couple of evenings, and I started it because I was getting a little bit fed up of working on the happiness cell all the time. Look, I remembered to put my board up today. Makes a change. There we are. Here we go so far. My fabric is 36 count Tyco from Picture This Plus, and I'm using an NPI number 504. I just had a look through the bag of reds left from Tonna and decided which one I liked the most. So there we go. It's had a couple of evenings on it, and now I'm looking at it, I'm kind of glad I haven't done the back stitch on the bobbin in the middle, otherwise you all know what that's going to say. So yeah, good job I didn't do that, isn't it? Thoroughly enjoying it. Really, really nice, easy, straightforward stitch. and I'm doing it 2/1. I know it's 36 count and normally I would only do one, but I'm there you go, a bit of a closer. I'm loving the fullness of it. So I will be back to that one evening this next week, I would think. I don't have huge amounts of PhDs for you today. Most of my time has been spent on the commission or on the happiness side, honestly. So that's my new start, and I have a restart. In a bag I made myself. It's that one. The steampunk portal from Hade, Heaven and Earth Designs, the stitch along for this year. I started it on the 1st of January, as you know, and I started it on 22 count hard hanger. So that's what it looked like last time you saw it. Now, it looks fine like that. And when I've been working on it, I've been a bit, yeah, do I, don't I, do I like it, don't I like it? Not so much the coverage. I mean, there are gaps in it, I can see them. But I wasn't so keen on the fabric either. And then when I went to Cheshire Stitchers, beginning of February, my friend Kate was there, who's also stitching on this. Hello Kate, told you I'd show it today. And she's doing hers 1/1 on 32 count, and I really, really liked hers. So I debated, I had a think and decided that actually, yeah, I am going to restart it. So that's what I've done. And here we are now. Much happier with it. Much happier with the fabric. The coverage is a lot better. So I am doing it now on a 30 count Murano. Yes, 30 count. Murano used to be a 30 count, and then it was discontinued probably 15 odd years ago. And I bought everything I could get my hands on. So I decided I was going to use the pewter. So this is the pewter one. And so there we go, that's what I've done. And I've only done one evening on this since I restarted it. I've done 352 stitches of 28,324 of this release. We will get another 4 pages at the end of this month, so I really need to get some work in on it. And that is 1.24%. So I'll probably just end up cutting that off and putting the fabric back into stash. I really wasn't enjoying the working on it, and it's one reason I kind of didn't do it, because I wasn't happy with the fabric. As I say, bag making, I've made some more bags in this, but this is my one. I made one for Kate as well, and I know a couple of my viewers now have one. So that is my restart. Again, I will hopefully get some more done on that fairly soon. So let's move on to my PhDs. Just putting the working chart in there, otherwise I'll lose it. First of all, in no particular order as ever, is the monster truck for Love Quilts. That's how it looked last time you saw it. Let's try and get you without a reflection. There we go. So that's how it looked last time you saw it. I've only done a couple of days on it. This is the project I tend to take with me when I've got the boys on a Monday. So that was where it was last time you saw it. And here it is now. So I've done all of this here. I'm going to have to start getting on it a bit more. I usually manage around about 200 stitches a day when I'm with the boys, and I've not been working on it on that evening as well as I've done in the past, so I'm going to have to start doing that again just to get it finished. It's due end of April and there's still quite a way to go. Next is silver and gold. This was number 4 of my 25 in 25. It's an old Bent Creek kit, limited edition kit. As I said, I cannot find it on their website and I haven't looked, but there was one for sale on eBay in the States. Whether that is still there, I couldn't tell you. I haven't looked. So that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. I am enjoying it actually. It's really nice. But again, it's one of them, I don't work on it as much as I would like. Once the commission's done, things will change. So here it was last time you saw it. So as you can see, I'd done 2 trees and a bit of the background. And here it is now. So as you can see, I've added another tree, I've done a bit of the background, and I've attached the thread, but I didn't actually get any more stitches done on it. That was on Friday evening, while we were waiting for my partner's brother and his fiance to arrive, and I'd started my thread off and they arrived, and it was late. It was about 11:30. They had a lot of traffic problems coming up because they've come up from Dorset. So I'd literally just attached my thread when they arrived. We kind of sort of said hello, had a quick drink and went to bed. So I didn't actually get any more done on it, but I'm quite happy with how it's coming out. So that's silver and gold. Put that there, otherwise I'll lose it. Next up is tulip. My weekend project with Jeanette. We didn't get any of it done yesterday with my family visiting. In fact, I barely got any. I think I managed about 200 stitches in the entire day. Some on the commission and a little bit on happiness, and that was it. You know, it's like when you get with family, you gab in, and especially when you haven't seen them for quite some time. So, where's my picture from last time? There we go. Last time you saw her, she looked like that. I have added to her. I haven't added about 300 and something stitches, I think. But that was how she was last time. And this is how she was when I put her down last weekend. There we go. So not massive amount, but any progress is progress. Even one stitch added is one stitch closer to a finish. The fabric is a 32 count antique white. That's what's called for. I just happen to have a piece of it in my stash, so I used it. It's got beads, which I haven't matched as yet. Sorry, that was Rosie. And that one was Lizzie. I do apologise for the camera wobbles again. It's also got some Krynic in it. Well, I'm not using Krynic, I'm using a slightly different one. And I realised when I worked on it last time, I don't have one of the colours of Krynic. So, unless I can scrounge a bit off Jeanette, I'll have to put in an order from somewhere just to get that. But that's a little bit of time off yet. We're obviously quite away from being done currently. So that was my tulip. The bag is one I made myself. I made it last year for Tonna, for my birthday start for Tonna. love this fabric. And that giraffe was a gift off my ex-husband at Christmas. Might have been 23, I can't remember. 23, or it was either last year or 23. He knows I love giraffe and he saw that and thought I'd like it. So I decided I was going to put it on my bag. And then next thing that I've worked on that's had most work on it is the Happiness Stitch Along. Again, bag I made myself. I made 2 of these. Well, I made this one and then I made one for Sally, Flossie Sews and Grows, as a gift. Lined it with the ducks because she's doing the quack along. And I knew I had some duck fabric, so I made one for her. And whilst I was at it, I made another one, and I was undecided if I was going to sell it or keep it myself. And I decided I was keeping it myself in the end. Sorry. The needle minder's not very good. It was a gift. It's not very good. So, stitching my way to happiness. This was a stitch along. This is January box from Cotton and Twine. Marie at Stitches and Diamonds, who is also Swan Bay Fabrics, organised a stitch along to start on every Saturday of the month. And I was doing well. I was doing really, really well. But I just got to a point of, it was all I was working on and I was getting a bit fed up. Well, the commission and this, and I was just getting a little bit fed up with it. So I restarted my Hade and I worked on silver and gold. But anyway, so I took this with me last weekend to Yorkshire Stitchers, and I made a, oops, just got stuff on the floor that I'm going to show you in a bit. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. So as you can see, I'd done parts 1 and part 2, and I'd made a little start on part 3. And I know I said it was going to be finished for this time, but I'm still enjoying it. And hopefully it'll be done for the next one. But I am going to the Yorkshire Stitching Retreat next weekend, and this is going to go with me, so you never know. So I took it with me to Yorkshire Stitchers last weekend, and I was there, and I shared a table with Lynn, the Lancashire Stitcher, Emma from Emma Stitches, Emma S Stitches, Hannah from Mrs. Hannah Wolston's home, she was also there, and I got to meet Julie, I'm pretty sure her name's Julie, Peachy Stitcher, for the first time. She joined us as well, so. But I will link all of these down below. So here we are, here it is now. I was working on this, as I say, last evening while family was here, and I just about got that bit done. So next time I pick it up, which probably Tuesday, I think, I should be able to, I'll get this branch finished, and then there's another flower there, and then there's the little bit up at the top. So I will get this finished as soon as I possibly can. I am, like I say, I'm loving it. Cotton and Twine boxes are so good. I'm not having February one because I don't really do Easter, and I don't really do Halloween either, so I won't be doing the Halloween one, because that's no doubt what they'll be doing. But anyway, this is how it stands now. I've got the 32 count linen option, which is £2 more. So the Ada one is £20 and £2.99 for postage, and then the linen one is £22 and £2.99 for postage. Lovely, absolutely lovely. And even though it's got a lot of pink in it, it's not my favourite colour, as you know. I'm loving it. Really, really am enjoying that. So with any luck, keep your fingers crossed, it'll be finished fairly soon. And then lastly, PhD wise, is as ever the commission. So that's how you saw her last time. And I've put in February a little over 4,000 stitches on her in total. Surprised even myself. Well, there we go. So I've moved the part of the frame off, so just to make it that bit easier for you to see, because I've done a couple of areas. Here she is now. Probably would have been easier to completely take her off the frame, but never mind. So there we go. As you can see, I've worked on here. I've brought this down. I think I've still got a few odd bits and pieces to do around here. I finished this corner here and done that down there. That's one reason I've managed to put 4,000 stitches in her. I've done a little bit here above the bottom block, and I have done more on this section here, which is her shoulder, and I'm starting to fill in the gaps on the snowdrops and the lily of the valley. That's where I'm currently working. And once that bit is done, I can move over into this section. I had a rough count up yesterday on the chart, and I've got 50, I think it was 50 completely unstitched blocks, as you know, 10 by 10 blocks. So that's 50,000. No, it's not. 5,000. Honestly. I did go to school, honest. Yeah, so that's 5,000 stitches, and then I've got, I don't know how many more not untouched blocks that have got a few stitches in them, because I've just carried on working down that colour. So it might have 5 stitches in it, it might be half filled. So I've done sort of a guesstimate, and I reckon there's maybe round about 6,500 stitches left. So I do stand a pretty good chance, as long as this month doesn't turn out to be really busy, of having her done around about Easter time. Keep your fingers crossed. Right, possible new starts that I'm going to have to pick up because that's what fell off. Will you two behave? Honestly, they're worse than kids. They're having a right old scrappy day today. Right, let me just pick them up. So this is the things I dropped on the floor before. I tell you. So these are all possible 25 and 25 starts numbers, so which would be number 6. I just can't decide what I want to do, and I may turn out not to do any of these. So the first one I'm thinking of is this Santa Bell Pull. 1997 is the copyright date on this. It's a Laurie Birmingham design. Now I don't know if Laurie Birmingham is still going. I would hazard a guess and say not. It came fully kitted. I just put them onto a card, threads onto a card. I need to sit down and I need to do some counting, because if you've been around a while, you may well remember that Laurie Birmingham had a habit of the fabric not being quite big enough. So there is a piece of banding in there, and the instructions say it's 18 inches long, but it tells you to measure down 2 inches before you start, and the stitching's 16 inches long. So that's not going to work out. So I need to sit down and do some counting just to make sure it is going to fit on that piece of banding, because if it isn't, I'll go to Create Nostalgia and get another piece. So that's one option. Another option is, again, it's a kit that I've had for, I don't know, it's got 2001 on the fob, so it's 20 odd years. Oh, that's, you're getting a lot of reflection on that. This is a shepherd's bush kit for a snow scissor fob. You do get a numbers on the back for you to change the year, because obviously that says 2001, which is how I know it's 2001. Pretty sure I bought this at the Nimble Thimble at some point. So that's another possibility. And then, let me put that back in there, otherwise I'll... It is fully kitted and you do get the scissors as well. So, there we go. And another possibility is that. Wordplay cross stitch. It does come with a charm, but the charm I've got is, as you can see, that is a little skein of thread. On the chart it's a pair of scissors, but swings and roundabouts doesn't really matter. It's only 55 by 55, so that would be a reasonably quick one to do. So that's another possibility. And then the last one I'm thinking of starting, possibly, is that one. Handmade Crowns of Blue. Part of the nomenclature of colours. It's a set being done by Kathy Barrack. I think I've got one of the other ones that she's done on it. I just fell in love with this. I bought this. I think this was the first thing I bought from Talking Dog Stitcher, Rachel. No, from her shop, Talking Dog Stitchery. Pretty sure this was the first thing I bought. So that's another thought for a start. This is mostly, I mean, it's all worked in DMC. This is mostly going to depend on whether or not I've got a piece of fabric that I feel is working. It was done on a piece of needle and flax. I have got a piece of needle and flax, but not the called for one, but I may see if it's big enough to do it. But that's thought number 4. If you think I should start any of them in particular, feel free to say. My vote gets whichever, the snow fob or the wordplay or whatever, I don't mind. I'm always open to suggestions. And like I say, I may not start any of them. I may do something else. I've got lots of Lizzie Kate ones that is supposedly a kit, when actually all you get is the chart, the fabric and a charm or beads. That's not a kit. Not in my book. Right, so let's go on to the bags. The other crafty bit I've been doing. I've been making some bags. So we have got this. I do love this fabric. May well have to go back and get some more. And I put this lining fabric was bought specifically for this. And it says things like fat quarter, stitch in the ditch. So it's all sort of quilting related things. But I just thought it would suit it perfectly. So yeah, that's I have made more than one of each of these fabrics, apart from one which I'll show you in a minute. When my brother's partner was up a few weeks back, I had to go out to the fabric shop to pick up my fluff, so the stuff I put in it. And unfortunately this particular fabric shop is closing. She's retiring at the end of March, which is a shame, but she's selling everything off at half price, so you can't kind of refuse, can you? So we were looking round and my sister-in-law to be spotted this. Not my thing at all, but I thought, yeah, I like that. I'm going to get it. And that's just got some little silver stars in it. Sorry, I did the zip. I shouldn't have done that. This one is one that I bought this fabric years ago. And the lining's playing up again. Oh. And that's that one. I love this fabric. I bought it a long time ago to do grime guards. So I think I'm probably going to end up keeping this one because the lining keeps playing silly so-and-sos, being polite, and getting stuck in the zip. So I think I'm going to keep that one myself. And then we have some cats. What amuses me, I didn't try to do this, but I've actually managed to pretty much line the cats' heads up with the bodies. It's just a shame that they don't match. So this cat's head belongs here and so on. But I wasn't trying to do that, it just happened. And this is also, this is lined with balloon dogs. Got quite a lot of this. I bought this at Dunelm. They'd reduced it to 75p a metre. I bought everything they had. At the moment, I've only got one of this knitting sheep. And this one, I never thought about like opening the zips before, and I do apologise. This is needle and thread. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there we go, that's a bit. So at the minute I've only got one of them. And then last but not least, we have some dragonflies. This has been a very popular fabric so far. And again, I apologise for the zip. And this has just got like a very lilac-y, well, lilac and white. It's the only piece of that I had. So other dragonfly bags have been lined in different stuff. And that's that for bags. I have got more cut out. I've got one that I'm making for me to house my snowman advent stitch. I just haven't had a chance to make it up yet. And I've got a few others made up as well. So let's go on to my little bit of stash enhancement. Yesterday, I'm sorry, I can't help it, the bags are noisy. My fabric of the month from Sparkly's arrived. So this is the January-February fabric. I changed from a 32 count opalescent to a 36 count linen. So that arrived yesterday. I can't help the noise. I'm sorry. And a little bit earlier in the month, a friend had finished stitching this and listed it and tagged a few people to see if they were interested in buying it, and I got it. Cricket Collection Winter. I'm sure you've all seen this lots and lots of times. So out of the seasonal ones, this is probably the only one I would do because I do like stitching winter. I don't particularly like being out in winter, but I like stitching winter. I like a snowman. I do like a good snowman. So that may well be something I stitch later in the year or next year. This year I'm concentrating on my 25 and 25. So, and then I signed up for the Silks for You monthly club, where you get 4 15-metre skeins of silk of their normal colours, they're everyday range, you know, not limited editions or anything like that. And they finally arrived. Now this is January's. Now I paid for this at the beginning of January, and it is sent at the end of the month, but I didn't get it until, that's not going to work, can't do that way. I didn't get it until the 21st of February. If it continues like that, I may not keep up with it, but we'll, you know, first month we'll give it a go, we'll see. So those are the 4 I got. I don't know if there are any spaces left on it, but it works out to about £17 a month, thereabouts. So I got PR26. I'm not going to show very well against a brown board. So that's PR26. I also got PR214. A nice earthy variegated. And then we have PR199. Sort of berries and, well, berry red and a brown and a golden. That's that one. You don't need to see what that is. And then I've got that one, which is PR192. Now, I did think with that one, I have got JBW's giraffe, favourite animal, and I thought that might be a nice one to do the giraffe in. So we'll see, but that's it. Only a little teeny bit of stash enhancement. There may well be more in the next video, as I say, because I am off to Yorkshire Stitchers retreat on Friday. Can't wait. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll finish happiness, stitching my way to happiness while I'm there, if I haven't done so already. Other than that, I will love you and leave you. My next video, as I say, will either be Friday the 14th or Saturday the 15th of March, because my partner's off on Sunday the 16th, and I'd rather do it a couple of days earlier than a couple of days late, even though a couple of days late means I might have a bit more to show you, but there we go. So until then, take care of yourselves and happy stitching. Bye.